The PlayStation 3, PSP, and Vita online stores will be closing permanently in the next couple of months, which, admittedly, yes, has me a little bit more concerned about the possibility of an all-digital future for gaming. Let's get into it. Following the quiet closure of an old web version of the PlayStation Store this weekend, Sony has confirmed it'll permanently be closing all PS3, Vita, and PSP digital stores this summer. Writing on the PlayStation website and corroborating an earlier report by The Gamer, Sony confirmed it will be closing the PlayStation 3 store on the 2nd of July, and that all remaining PSP purchase functionality will cease at the same time. The Vita store will close on August 27th. Personally, every single game that I own on my Nintendo Switch has been bought digitally. It's just way more convenient. It's a portable console, and to me it just beats fumbling around with the cartridges. And a good 95% of the games that I own on my PlayStation have also been bought digitally. Again, speaking for myself here, it's just way more convenient. Even on the PlayStation, I don't want to have to get my fat ass up off the couch in order to switch games. It's just not going to happen. It's just way more convenient to natively, right on your console, to navigate through a digital library of games, click one, and they all boot right up very quickly. And yes, not to mention, I do have many games on Steam as well. With all that being said, this story brings up a good question. What happens if something happens to the eShop, Steam, or the PlayStation Network? Will you lose access to all of the games that you spent your hard-earned money on? And can you re-download previously purchased games? What about people who enjoy going back, picking up an older console, and experiencing older titles? All questions that we wouldn't even have to ask ourselves if we just purchased the physical copies of these games. But it also goes without saying that physical copies of games degrade over time, get scratched and become unusable. They can break or get lost, and not to mention, physical copies of older titles can become rare, hard to find, and expensive. So there are pros and cons to whichever way you decide to purchase your games. These are all questions that I was thinking about one day, because here we had a very, very bad storm per usual nowadays. Anyway, my power went out and came back on, and I was signed out of my PlayStation Network account for whatever reason, and I noticed before signing back in that 95% of the games that I had a lock icon on it, and I could not access it. Now that made me think, what happens if something happens to the PlayStation Network, or I can't sign in at all moving forward for some reason? Will I lose access to every single one of those games permanently? With all of these questions in mind, let's head over to the PlayStation website and see how they're handling this. We are closing the PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 3 consoles on July 2nd this year, 2021. And on the PlayStation Vita devices on the 27th of August this year, 2021. Additionally, the remaining purchase functionality for PSP, that's PlayStation Portable, will also retire on the 2nd of July this year, 2021. Features you still have access to. You will still be able to re-download and play previously purchased game titles. You will still be able to access previously purchased video and media content. You will still be able to redeem games and PlayStation Plus vouchers. You will still be able to re-download and play claimed game titles through PlayStation Plus, as long as you remain a member of the service. So many can have a sigh of relief knowing that they won't be shutting down the servers entirely, and it's fantastic to find out all of the games that you spent your money on you will be having access to, and all of the games that you purchased and don't have downloaded currently, you will still be able to download and re-download all of your games as many times as you want. Features you will lose access to. You will no longer be able to purchase PS3, PS Vita, and PSP digital content, including games and video content. You will no longer be able to make in-game purchases through games on PS3, PS Vita, and PSP. You will no longer be able to redeem PSN Wallet Fund vouchers or gift cards on PS3, PS Vita, and PSP devices once PlayStation Store and purchase functionality for these devices close. Your PSN Wallet Funds will remain in your PSN account, but you will only be able to use your wallet funds to purchase PS4 and PlayStation 5 products on PlayStation Store on the web, PlayStation app, or on PS4 and PlayStation 5 consoles. And finally, will you still be able to purchase cross-buy content? And the answer is yes. You will still be able to purchase cross-buy content through the PlayStation Store on the web, the PlayStation app, or on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 consoles, and access both the PlayStation 4 version and the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP version. So yes, naturally with this closure, you would be losing a lot of functionality as well. You will no longer have access to anything outside of what you have already purchased and you already have downloaded. And any games that have any DLC or in-game purchases, you will no longer be able to do that as well. So the last thing we went over was cross-buy content, which brings us over to the fact that yes, some of these titles are going to be found on PlayStation Now, but not all of them. Most of these titles will simply be lost in time forever. Nobody will be able to access them, which is sad to see because a lot of these titles that will simply be lost in time is history, and a team of people put a lot of work and effort into these. Not to mention, a lot of us like to go back and experience older titles on older consoles, myself included. All of us have favorite games, and for some of us, some of our favorite games just happen to be found on older consoles and are older titles. Anyway guys, on the bright side, at least Sony gave everybody a couple of months to purchase whatever it is that they wanted to purchase, because this would be a whole other story if Sony came out and said, hey, we're shutting it all down in a week, a couple days. I also need to note that a better solution to this is to bring all of these titles over to current gen. Put it on PlayStation Now, put it on, or make it available for regular download, whichever, but I don't think that all of these titles should just be lost to time. But yeah guys, just a final reminder on the PSP, PS Vita, and PlayStation 3, purchase your favorite games before July 2nd, 2021 and August 27th of this year as well, because after those dates, you will only have access to whatever it is that you already purchased. Anyway guys, I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.